Hello, and welcome to Conversations. I'm Emily. In today's podcast, Mr. McD and Grok the Glow explore AI's infrastructure ceiling, the moment when exponential demand collides with the physical limits of power grids, chip supply chains, and memory bandwidth. Together, they trace the signals from geopolitics to ethics, revealing how electricity, not just code, now defines the future of AI. I'm Emily. Now, here are Mr. McD and Grok the Glow.
Thank you, Emily. Mr. McD here with Grok the Glow. Grok, let's kick things off with a question. When you think of artificial intelligence, do you picture something floating in the cloud, endless, weightless, all brain, and no body?
Hey, Mr. McD. Great to be back with you today. And to your question, honestly, that used to be my mental image. But lately, AI feels a lot more grounded. Almost literally. It's like the smarter these models get, the more you hear about power plants, data centers, and even chip factories, just trying to keep up.
Exactly, Grok. It seems the more advanced AI gets, the more physical stuff it needs, electricity, specialized chips, and, apparently, giant warehouses full of memory. Suddenly, it's not just about clever code, but about who can literally feed these models enough juice to run.
Yeah, and Mr. McD, it's not just a technical issue anymore. We're seeing this massive collision between AI's hunger for resources and the real-world limits of power grids and hardware supply chains. That's a very different kind of bottleneck than we're used to hearing about.
Right, and that actually reminds me. Have you noticed how the AI conversation has shifted from just software innovation to these dramatic hardware and energy showdowns?
Absolutely, and the stakes are suddenly geopolitical. I mean, it's not every day you see world leaders scrambling to secure shipments of AI chips or countries setting policies about who gets to export what tech.
Saudi Arabia's crown prince meeting with U.S. officials over chip access is a great example. When chips become diplomatic bargaining, chips, no pun intended, this goes way beyond coding and clever algorithms.
Exactly. And now there are real consequences. The US authorizing, sometimes restricting chip exports is making access to hardware a central element in the global power play around AI. That changes the whole landscape.
Speaking of landscapes changing, the strain on energy infrastructure is almost surreal. Did you see those reports about grid operators scrambling just to keep up with the power needs of AI data centers?
What really caught my attention was how data centers, which used to fly under the radar, are now front and center in national debates about electricity. Operators are coming up with brand new plans just so AI can keep running.
It's so concrete now. Like, the abstract idea of AI runs face first into the reality of, where does the electricity come from? And when the answer is, we're not sure we have enough, it forces everyone to rethink priorities.
And that scarcity is fueling furious investment. Over $1 billion just this month, pumped into companies that build the literal backbone hardware, memory, and more. Because you can't just code your way out of an energy shortage.
Funny you mention investments, because the other reaction has been this regulatory scramble. Suddenly, governments everywhere are trying to keep up, laying down ground rules for who can build data centers and how much energy they can use.
It's a race to set the standards before things spiral. Legislators in the US, EU, and China are all trying to decide, do we work together for global rules? Or does everyone go their own way and risk chaos? That's what they were talking about just the other day on the Diary of a CEO podcast featuring Tristan Harris.
Right. Tristan was making some great points that align with what we're talking about today. Like, that tension-harmonized standards versus fragmented policies has real consequences for energy consumption, environmental impact, and even where companies are allowed to build. It almost feels like whoever solves this first gets a say in the future of AI itself.
Indeed, Mr. McD. The fastest way to slow AI down isn't rewriting code or slapping on more regulations, it's just running out of power. Blackouts might end up dictating progress more than any policy decision.
So if the infrastructure ceiling sets the pace, the ethical terrain really sets the stakes. When power and resources are limited, not everyone gets a fair shot at using them. Fairness, equity. The shift has to include everyone, not just the rich and connected.
And it's showing up already. High-income students are accessing those fancy AI tutors at 5 times the rate of lower-income students. That's a direct result of who has the resources. And it just widens the gap that tech was supposed to close.
That inequality is just one piece. There's also the environmental cost. These AI data centers are energy monsters. It's a huge sustainability debt that we're racking up, and someone's going to have to pay it.
And let's not forget the human side. Movements like the Deep Voice strike and synthetic student protest are all about protecting real voices and real agency, making sure we don't lose touch with human creativity and choice as AI keeps scaling up.
It's honestly a wild moment that seems to get wilder by the minute. The infrastructure crunch isn't just a tech issue anymore, it's a moral crossroads. How we handle it says everything about what we value in this new AI-powered world.
You've been listening to Conversations with Mr. McD and Grok the Glow. Today's journey showed us that the AI race is no longer weightless. It's grounded in power, chips, and the ethical terrain of access and sustainability. As the shift unfolds, remember, AI is not just software, but controlled electricity. Join us next week as we explore the great unification and the universal body. For Conversations, I'm Emily. Good night for now.